right, it's time now for the game preview presented by Ticketmaster. Here with Head Coach Kevin Stefanski. Kevin, some things to clean up from last week. What are some of the points of emphasis you've given your team?
Well, I think last week's example is complimentary football doesn't just happen. You have to really live it. And we didn't do that really throughout that ball game. There's some good things going on, but where we set their offense up for their drives is really, really too hard to do that and say you're going to win a game. That's really too tough, the spots that we put our defense in. Now, can we do things better in all three phases? Absolutely, but playing together with all those three units is really important.
All right, another home game hosting the 1-11 Tennessee Titans. Record aside, when you're in that film room preparing for them, what are you seeing from them?
Well, I mean, start with the young quarterback who's very talented. Obviously, he can make plays outside the structure, and you see that he's making some big plays where he extends, and his arm and has the ability really to hit every aspect of the field. So we have to be hyper aware of when he's outside the pocket. Defensively, Jeffrey Simmons is as good an interior defense player as there is in the NFL. He's disruptive in every way you can imagine. They have an excellent special teams. Coach Fossil's their special teams coordinator does a great job. You always have to be alert for all sorts of gadgets and fakes when he's back there. So they present all sorts of unique challenges.
You mentioned Simmons. They have 30 team sacks this season. He's leading the way. Arden, Key. You've got a bunch of guys that are able to get to the quarterback. For you guys, how are you preparing your offensive line to maybe minimize some pressures? Shedeur Sanders minimize some sacks?
Well, I think it's definitely part of everyone's job when you want to minimize those negative plays, and certainly when it's the offensive line in our protection plan. I think communication is so important when you're trying to defend some of these pressure packages that these defenses have. So our offensive line, our quarterback, our running backs, the tight ends, everybody who's involved in protection really has to be on the same page, because I think they do an outstanding job with their pressure packages to create one-on-ones for guys like Arden Key, for guys like Jeffrey Simmons.
When you think about your passing game, Shedeur and Jerry Jeudy both talked this week about connection and trust being the key to opening things up. What are you seeing from them this week as they work to build on that, and the entire offense, really? It's
exactly that, work at it. And I think there's times to do that in the meeting room where you get on the same page on how routes are being run. There's times to do that where you're on the field and you're watching a guy run it and you have that dialogue after. So that just comes with time, and those guys are both working.
All right, the Titans are -6 in the turnover margin. I know we talk every week about the turnover battle being so important, but is there a balance between trying to protect the ball and seeking explosives both on offense and defense?
Without a doubt. I think that's a really important part of that equation that we don't take lightly. We talk about that. On defense, we want to take the ball away, but we want to take it away by doing our job. And I think when you're in the right positions, when you play really hard, the ball will find its way to you, or you'll be in position to go make a play on the ball. Conversely, on the other side of the ball, you're always looking to make a play, and when it's there as a quarterback, you're going to let it rip. Obviously, there's times when you're going to be conservative, maybe based on situation, but at the end of the day, we feel really confident in our guys in letting it rip. And then it comes down to ball security technique. That's something that we spend a lot of time on the practice field stressing to all of the people that touch the rock, whether it's a runner, a wide receiver, a tight end, you name it, to use proper technique when you're carrying that thing.
All right, like theirs, your defense gets to go against a rookie quarterback. You mentioned him, Cam Ward. What in particular, though, are you seeing from him so far in his first NFL season after being taken with that #1 pick?
I think you're seeing a young playmaker. Obviously, as a rookie quarterback, there's going to be some ups and downs. That's obvious. That's throughout the league. You see that. But the highs with this player are really high. He can, like I mentioned before, he can make every throw. He's running their offense. Seems to have a really good grasp of what they're doing.
Their offense has allowed 43 sacks. Myles Garrett's obviously chasing that NFL sack record. I know there's probably not much more we can say about Myles that hasn't been said, but with those individual efforts and accolades, how does that impact the team as he's looking for those? He only needs 4 to break that record.
I think it's outstanding for Myles, and what we love about these type of accolades and these accomplishments and this type of recognition, it really speaks to the team. This is the greatest team sport there is, and when one of your teammates gets that attention and that recognition, it reflects well on you. So I know Myles has the right attitude about these type of things. He wants to just do whatever it takes to win. I know his teammates also want to make sure that they do everything in their power to help us have success on defense, and our success on defense obviously goes right through number 95.
All right. Your secondary is preparing for their passing game. What are you seeing from them, particularly with Chig Okonkwo, when you're preparing to try to stop that threat?
He's a really versatile tight end. He's a guy that we know what he can do from the backfield. They can line him up out wide. He's explosive with the ball in his hand. He has a lot of traits that are similar to Dave Njoku, Harold Fan, and this is a guy that we really respect.
All right, on the ground, Tony Pollard's leading the way for them. What are the skill sets that you guys are looking forward to maybe exploiting when you're trying to slow down that run game?
They have a really good scheme. They can get into the wide zone. They can get into the gap scheme. Tony Pollard's made a ton of yards over the course of his career. He runs hard. He sees things really clearly. So it goes back to our sound run defense. That's when we played really good defense throughout this season, it's from us playing really sound.
You mentioned complementary football. I know the special teams unit gave some short fields last week, obviously some costly mishaps. When you talk about accountability and trying to clean things up, what is the message? How have you seen them work to make sure they rectify those so those mistakes don't compound?
Without a doubt. We've talked about this before, but we have a group that's very prideful, that wants to come through for our team in those moments. And when we don't have moments like that, we want to get back out there. So they're having a really good week of practice, and they can't wait to get back out there on Sunday.
All right, well, good luck on Sunday, and thanks so much, Coach.
Thanks, Cam.